So, Sidney, tell me about how the Chinese are positioning the Expo with the Olympics this year, because that's a huge story.
Well, everybody's talking about the two great events of this decade, the Olympics in 2008, the Expo in 2010. So they're sort of linked together. First we do this, and then we do that. So.
And this brings a massive amount of people and a massive amount of media attention from around the world, so it would be a positive thing for America to have a presence there.
Absolutely, and and it's going to be an exposition which will demonstrate and promote American goods and services.
Yeah.
So it directly inputs, and the Chinese are very much into shopping. They're among the world's greatest shoppers.
Yeah.
They're going to be looking at the German, the Japanese, the American, and everything, and making up their minds.
And they enjoy the social interaction with
Absolutely.
people from America.
50 million people. I'll bet you in the Yangtze River Delta alone, there are going to be 50 million people.
How big is the Olympic?
Miss each other.
How big is the Expo in terms of being talked about in China right
Well,
now?
it's because now we, China, are a center of world commerce. We're hosting the business of the world. They're all coming to Shanghai. Excuse me, America isn't here? What's this?
But Tim, it's a fantastic. World's fairs are basically the great global forum for dialogue between humans. This is an opportunity for American people to speak to Chinese people live in 3 dimensions. There are not a lot of U.S. films that make it in China in a given year. This is an opportunity to show movies that are made in the U.S. that Chinese people can go and look at because they're not in their cinemas. It's an opportunity to talk to a live American. And boy, it makes a heck of a difference when you got people who can speak to each other. So it's a great opportunity, the best we'll ever have to communicate.
So Barry, at the Expo, how is it set up? What kind of space is allocated, and what's the layout of the event?
Well, I mean, normally the major nations in the world will each opt for a site of various sizes, and they'll build building structures on those sites that they will bring their people in to manage. And that's why if you go to the German Pavilion, you'll be greeted by people who are bilingual German and Chinese.
So they set up a kind of a cultural exchange there.
Yeah, absolutely. And trade at the same time. So you have trade and culture in the same building. Mm-hmm. And the United States government, or at least the State Department, has acknowledged that this is something they want to see happen. And as I say, they invited people to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
And although it seems like an impossible task for just mortals to get accomplished, the fact is that having been involved in World's Fairs for many, many, many years, and U.S. pavilions particularly, it just makes my hair stand on end that we won't have the greatest pavilion that we can produce, just like we did in 1967 in Montreal when Bucky Fuller did the Great Dome, etc. So we put together an organization, and we offered our services in spite of the enormous responsibility involved. And we've had the benefit of a number of very brilliant people who have come together to be our advisory group. We have a core group of experienced exposition people, and we've offered this team to the State Department. They have not answered us yet.
So you have a team together.
Yes.
Sidney's, you're part of the team.
Yes.
A syndicate.
20 or 30 people, right?
Yes, and our creative core includes the fairly well-known Frank Geary as our architect for the pavilion.
Great.
And a number of other very, very talented people that will come together to make this happen.
So it sounds like there is some heavy lifting to do, and you guys,
You bet.
and we could use more support because we're basically building the U.S. Cultural Center for the world to see,
That's correct.
and building almost a small city there.
But Tim, we have an enormous pool of talent in this country. We have an enormous pool of brilliant thinkers who will think about the Expo theme and the U.S. theme, which will be better cities, etc. What is the U.S. vision of a great urban center? We have an opportunity to show that, okay, and to demonstrate that. If we don't go, no one will ever know.
And Shanghai's an amazing city.
To begin with.
When was the last time you were in Shanghai? And tell us a little bit about the background of the city and your experiences being there.
Oh, I haven't been there for 2 months. So I can't talk about Shanghai today. It's growing so fast.
Yeah.
No, but it is the commercial, financial center of China, industrial, the primary center.
And architecturally,
yeah, they have a
and culturally, it's very fast becoming the center of every creative person's attention.
Yeah.
Another reason why the U.S. has to be there.
It's a fun city as well. I was over there for the Formula One races and just had a blast.
Yeah.
The Bund shopping and
Shanghai now has 4 times as many skyscrapers as Manhattan.
Wow. What's the impact for students and what's some positive light that would be great for the student population participating in the expo?
Everyone will go. Everyone and their girlfriend will go. And everyone will talk about, like they do here, about what the cool things were at the exhibition. Cool is a word that is passed into the Chinese language.
Interesting.
Banyu, cool.
Banyu?
Cool. Cool means cool in Chinese. And everybody will say the American exposition, cool.
Well, Barry Howard, Sidney Rittenberg, thanks for shining some light and pointing to a path that people should definitely talk about and get the word out there.
You bet you. Let's mass the forces and get it done.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Cheers.
Thank you again.